What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome to another edition of the Fanboys Anonymous FanTracks podcast. I'm your host, Tony Mango, and joining me on the panel is Robert DeFelice.
Hey, we're doing a first time ever here, Tony.
Yeah, we are doing a FanTracks, not for the first time ever, but a blind FanTracks. We're going in blind, which means we are shutting our eyes and not watching the movie. We are actually going to watch a movie that we have not seen before, as opposed to something that we have seen at least once in the past. And that movie for this is Superman Man of Tomorrow. It just got out not that long ago, about an hour or two. And it's on digital platforms. So we got that. And we figured, you know what? We're working a lot this weekend on a lot of things on the pro wrestling side of things, smarkoutmama.com and such. But let's take a break. Let's do some DC stuff. And even though DC fandom's going on right now, this movie came out too. And it's like, screw it, we're watching the movie. That's more fun, more than anything else.
Real quick, you said going in blind and watching it blind. It's been a year and a half. Bird Box was awful.
It's the lesser of A Quiet Place, that's for sure.
Just awful. And you mentioned fandom. Fandom has been a blast. I like the new Batman trailer. I love the new video game stuff for like Suicide Squad and Batman Gotham Knights. It's a very exciting time.
And I can't say yes or no because I haven't seen any of it yet. But we might do some kind of a, I don't know, group meeting podcast or something about that if we get the time. So if you don't know how this works, let's introduce that ahead of time a little bit, just in case somebody's brand new to this whole idea. The FanTracks podcast is an audio commentary track that you can listen to while we watch what we are watching, and you watch it with us in some kind of fashion. You can watch it on a stream, you can watch it on a DVD or Blu-ray, whatever it is for each particular thing. If it's a TV show and you have a VHS tape, like, sure, why not? If you've got the thing on your computer, as long as you sync it up, that's the point, because we will give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, play. And then you just click the button, or you hit the play button, or you, I don't know, whatever you do to turn on whatever it is that you're turning on.
I'm going to stop you right there. If you have a VHS of Superman Man of Tomorrow, I'm going to need to know where the fuck you live.
In you're a man of the past. That's what it is. Yeah, for this particular case, I'm pretty much assuming, especially since it's digital, that you are watching it on your computer or your entertainment system through some kind of a digital platform, like Kodi, or I think it's called Kodi. I don't know for sure, actually. Or Plex or something like that.
I'm assuming that you bought this movie on Apple TV or Amazon Prime, mostly Amazon Prime, because most people do everything through Amazon.
Yeah.
So, just sit back, get some popcorn, sync it up. This is the start of a new DC animated universe, and I am excited. I loved the first animated universe. I loved Dark Apocalypse War. Would watch it again a million times. And I'm excited.
I'm hoping for the best. I don't know almost anything about this movie, actually. I know it's Superman and that it's animated. That's it. And I know that Lobo's in it because I've seen at least one picture of Lobo. Other than that, again, going in completely blind. I don't know who is voicing any of the characters. I don't know the plot. Nothing. So that'll be interesting. And like Rob said, just sit back, relax, watch the movie with us, get popcorn, get your drinks. Make sure that you don't pause this in the middle of that unless you pause the other thing as well, too, because I know that would throw you off. But that's essentially what we're going to be doing here. We obviously have not worked on the movie, so we can't give you any kind of background information about the stuff that normally would be on like a DVD commentary track. Instead, it's just kind of like if you were watching it with us. It's FanTracks, not, director tracks or whatever.
It's FanTracks in this case.
So, friend, yeah. Friend, fan.
Friends.
Fan friends. So that's, again, the setup is, I will say 3, 2, 1, play, and you hit the play button. That's going to bypass all the other things that go along with this. You should start off with I think it's the WB logo, but yep. It's, no like FBI warning things, no whatever. I mean, if you're listening to this in the future and you've got like the Blu-ray, like there's not the menu, you should have the menu on right now and you should hit the play button on that, that kind of a thing. So that's essentially what it is. and you should have everything queued up on 000 or just at the menu screen or whatever it is right now, because we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, play. So there's the WB logo. Animation. I'm going to move my microphone here just a little bit more, because that's going to hurt my back if I sit here like this the whole time. Yay, Batman. There you go. I'm glad that they always start off with Batman, because Batman is the best.
Yeah, and I think it's the most iconic symbol.
I think the Superman more so.
No. Batman is, especially in time, I really think Batman has become the guy.
Now, the fact that they're starting this new series off with a Superman thing, despite the fact that I just said I'm glad that they start off with Batman with the intro, it makes sense because Superman is the first. He is the. If DC had to get rid of every single character that's out there, Superman's like the one guy other
The
than
last to
Batman.
go.
Like,
He's the last to go.
right.
But the last series started with the Flash, so really anything can happen.
Yeah, that's true. Although I don't think that they're going to start a new future series with like Blue Devil or, you know. Also, apologies for everybody since we've never done this before. As a blind thing, we are watching it for the first time, so we might be a little quiet. So it's totally
Pretty
John.
fucking scary alien.
Martian Manhunter.
Damn.
Dick.
Good animation.
Character models aren't bad. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. I like when they're more realistic like this. I don't hate it when you see them and they have like the upper torsos are ridiculous and stuff. What's up with that haircut for Clark?
What's it, the 70s? It's very Greg Brady.
Yeah, he does look like Greg Brady.
I'm 27. I don't know why Greg Brady popped into my mind.
Hmm. I wouldn't think that these would be John and Martha based off of the designs.
Well, I usually see them much, much older.
The ages I'm fine with. Just they look a little bit more modern. That just throws me off a little bit. They're modern and he's Greg Brady.
Oh, he figured it out.
Curious what this thing is, because if this is their version of like some kind of a ship type thing, like the key from the other movies, or maybe this is what sets up the
Oh,
Fortress of
wow, he looks like
Solitude.
Archer now.
I think you might be like one split second ahead of me. That doesn't matter though. What's that say? Oh. They do look better as the older ones.
Yep. So does he.
Not sure I'm digging the voice yet. It's a little. I mean, he is young, but it's a little young sounding.
How old would you place him at this stage in his life?
He should be in his 20s. maybe like mid-20s.
Yeah, 24, 25.
My ideal Superman starts off kind of thing is around the 20s. Because, I mean, realistically, he shouldn't be like 40 something and just starting, nor should he be super teen.
I'm not digging Clark as a coffee boy intern. It's like
So
you're a
that's,
little more above this.
I think that that's supposed to be Ron Troop. I like the tie.
Yes.
Voice is okay.
Lois is looking very modern. This is a real story now, and his name is Elon Musk.
Musk is much more of a Bond villain.
Shiv's head, he's like there.
Mm. Not digging her chin for Lois. A little bit odd on that other shot.
Very modern Lois.
What's up with her nose?
It's not actually there.
I hope that that's Mercy that did that and not Tessmacher or some other random thing.
I didn't realize Brooke Tessmacher was in this.
So is that going to be John, or is the other guy going to be John, or both?
I would say the other one.
Look at the generic, obvious cameraman type thing that they had going on with the guy with the overweight with the hat on and all that.
The hat on, yeah. Well, he's got green eyes. That might be John.
Probably fishing for see what Clark would do.
You could do that the whole time.
R. Jones. Hmm. R. Jones. And that's not. It's Bird. It's plane.
It's crashing towards Earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's Batman's gimmick.
Yeah, you're definitely a split second ahead of me. Actually, you might be like a full on second. There's the old flying man. Now, obviously, it's good that they don't have Clark having a full on Superman outfit because he pretty much shouldn't.
Yeah, he doesn't know who he is. I mean, he knows who he is, but
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't created like a moniker and all that stuff, so. I do like the idea of like Superman coming around and people just not knowing who he is. Kind of like how Smallville had the red blue blur. That idea works pretty well.
Smallville the best of the TV series kind of shows.
It's got a lot of good things in it, a lot of horrible things, but they had some good moments that were worth really kind of bringing into the whole canon. And I liked how they did some tweaks. Like I liked Lana being Asian instead, something different.
With a last name like Lang, I always thought she was.
Normally a redhead. Yeah, he's not gonna get 15 years. You ever
Definitely
seen
a must.
Heroes?
Yes.
Flying Man.
I loved Heroes, the first season anyway.
First season's great. Everything else, is
Not so much.
that Ed Asner?
Could be.
Let's see here. Superman, Man of Tomorrow cast. I'm gonna look it up while I'm at it. It sounded like Ed Asner, but I didn't know if he was still around actually. Peter Michael. No idea who that is. Sorry, Peter.
I like how he's the smoothest man on earth. He can fly, he can do whatever he wants, but one look at Lois Lane and he's like,
Dork. Coffee.
Clark, do better. Very modern Lois.
Not a bad characterization. Maybe I fuck Superman. I think I'd like it better if instead of it being Coffee Boy, if they would have incorporated the Smallville thing in there. Huh. The
Well,
Batman's
she doesn't
already a
know.
thing. Good. Yeah, but I mean, if they could have written something where he could have been like, grew up in Smallville, that kind of thing, and
So we're getting a Batman movie.
definitely a big fan of the idea that Batman's already been a thing. That's how it should be. Superman should come after Batman, I think. For that matter, I think other people should come before Batman too. Like Wildcat should have just
Who
been
should
like,
who should
wild
come
dude.
first?
Out of the main people, like in public, I think technically kind of Batman. I guess technically not, because I always think that he should be like, is the Batman real at the beginning of the kind of thing. But Wonder Woman's older; she should be obviously born first, that kind of thing.
I'm gonna go with the Flash. I think Flash. I feel like that's an easy one to explain to the public. He's just fast, you know?
I kind of look at it as Batman should be around as a myth. Superman should be the first one that actually goes, "Hey, I'm Superman. I'm a, you know, superpowered person." See what the main man has to say. Sounds like what I would picture Lobo. Decent design for Lobo too.
Oof.
Not quite sure why they're going with Lobo as the first villain.
It's a little generic, easy to explain.
Lobo is one of those characters that's very much of his time.
What do you mean, like?
They made him back when it was like, let's make sure that everybody's like a badass and super cool and edgy and dark, and you could tell that it's like somebody who really likes Wolverine mixed with a bunch of other things. Like Lobo's not the type of character you go back and you look and find out that he's from the 1940s. Yeah,
So like 80, 80s, 90s?
yeah, it's got to be. Those are some funky leeches. Funny though that Lobo is this space creature who's got these weird slugs that have electricity and all that other kind of stuff, and he's got a flying motorcycle and all that. Yet, generic cigar.
Hey, you can't go wrong with the good stuff.
He's just like, oh, I can go all over the galaxy and hunt down these things and be a bounty hunter for this and that, whatever. But Cuba, that's where I get my good ones.
June 1983.
83, yeah, appeared. Makes sense.
In some of these designs, he looks just like Lemmy from Motorhead.
Nope. There you go. Lobo can be a fun character, though.
Well, he's not human.
Frag the shit. Okay. Really a gun knife? A knife gun. A gun knife.
It's a minigun.
One thing I always liked about Metropolis is it always seems like it's this super clean area. Like right now they're in like some kind of an industrial thing. There's not ugly ass cranes and dirt all over the place and people running around.
Like in Gotham.
Gotham's got to be like the shitty place. I mean, that's the whole point of that. But I always liked that dynamic. Especially when you get to like those things where Superman says, I feel like I'm in a world made out of cardboard. It's like, well, I mean, look where he lives. It's practically like a glass house, you know?
The perfect vision of what New York City should, or
Could
not New
be in the
York City, I
future.
guess, but
Well, yeah, I mean, they got too many things like, yeah, like all that green over in that. Where do you usually place Metropolis?
um, wasn't until this very moment. Now I'm thinking it's like a Californian city.
The one that I subscribe to the most is that it's around Washington D.C., like
Because
Maryland side of
Gotham
things.
is New York, like it just is.
That I've heard more so around like Atlantic City in New Jersey.
Uh, Atlantic City is a little scummy.
Yeah, it is.
There it is.
You pretty much can't be around Atlantic City and not hear ambulances a lot. It is funny though how easy it is, and I don't blame them for this too. I would probably do the same thing, but how easy it is to start the DC or even Marvel at this point universes with the idea of an alien invasion of some kind. It's very much like a uniform. Bring the alien in, and now it's you got to explain it. You know, like they did that with the JLA cartoon or JLU, where it was the White Martians and stuff.
Oof. I think
Oh,
it's
okay. R. Jones. All right, that's Parasite.
poor guy. He had a family on the way.
That's the purple goop that turns him into Parasite. I knew I could. I was like R. Jones. What is R. Jones? But yeah, that's Parasite. So we got two villains in this then.
Well, three. Lex is always there.
Yeah, villain behind the villains. Interesting to go with Parasite first. Parasite's not been a part of a whole lot of things. I like Parasite.
Oof.
You made me bleed my own blood.
How do aliens have the same normal red blood that runs through all of our veins?
Yeah, it's just one of those. Unless you're specifically trying to be like, look how alien this thing is because it's bleeding green. You know, movies do that.
Hey, look, there's the cameraman with the hat.
I lost weight though. One thing I did like about Smallville is the way that they would dress Clark, where he would wear like predominantly blue and red, but he would have some like khaki colored stuff too, because that's like the closest thing that they would have to like gold. Can't really put like him, in a gold jacket, make it look ridiculous.
I never saw Smallville. I wasn't watching the WB at the time, and I ended up hearing about the success of it later on.
I don't even know if I would really recommend it. I think out of the 10 seasons, if you boiled it down to like getting rid of a lot of the plots that are pointless just to fill episodes, maybe made like 6 seasons of a show, be pretty damn good.
Wow, got a Green Lantern ring. Or not.
Yeah. How the hell does Lobo know how this works?
Hey, listen, when money's on the line, you you figure out everything you need to know.
Oh, the end. He just gets fucked up and dies. All right, so now we know that this dude's got to be John. Yep, there we go. Cool design.
Boy, we're just jumping right into the fire.
That's cool. Ooh, I like this idea. They're making him really like really
Fucking
alien.
yeah.
The background cool is cool too. That like kind of reminds me of Arrival.
I think he just figured out where he gets his powers from.
Really speeding through that on one afternoon. This is a hell of an important day.
Yeah.
He's like, huh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. There's
Where's the
aliens. I'm
president?
Kryptonian. Kryptonite. That's the thing. I can fly into space. I can do this. He's gonna go home and Martha and John are gonna be like, "What was that thing that you were asking us that you were saying that we could find out about later? The launch?" He'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter." I think this might be the first time I've ever seen them use. He's gonna be completely naked. That's
Oh
funny.
my god, he's naked.
They've done things in the past where John's been a part of like bringing Clark into the mix, but I don't know if I've ever seen a story where it's been like John's full blown, like kind of probably going to act as like a mentor or something, right?
Maybe. Put some pants on, Clark. Hey, Lois.
He's like, so you don't know my name, but you've seen my dong. So damn Skippy, huh? I haven't heard that in a while. Flying Man is an alien, so
I like this guy.
this is a good version of Perry. I'm liking him. Perry's good when he's a complete ass.
Lois is kinky.
Mm. 5 o'clock, I'd be like, go to the fucking roof. Mm. I was just gonna say he didn't call himself the Superman. Somebody else did. Glad that they added that line in
Lois
there.
Lois seems a little shitty, but
Yeah,
it works.
she's pushing that bitchy button a little bit, but she's always been a little bit bitchy.
show up.
All right. They're still using an old TV in the kitchen like that. That's funny.
When's the last time you used a TV like that?
I don't even remember. 1990 something. Hmm. There's no wrong choice. He goes, fine, dictator. I think we'll go kill the Batman. Probably make a movie out
It's
of
got a
that.
consequence.
So you got one pregnant woman with a kid. You got another one with another kid. No, he's dead.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's Jones. Now, if they want to get dark on this kind of thing, I mean, Parasite's got the ability to suck the life force out of people. It would be crazy if they did something where she had like a miscarriage or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, that'd be awful.
That'd be like real wow, you know?
All right, he's up.
I mean, killing these people, that's like nothing, you know? Still a little dark. Cool. I like it.
I think I'm getting the sense of the new twist.
And I kind of like the idea of him being a bit zombie-ish. It's a good take. He said stop the truck. You're kind of just continuing to drive. But whatever.
Maybe they stopped it briefly and had the discussion they needed.
Yeah, it's not threatening. I like the voice. Interesting choice giving him that mustache.
Voila.
Don't think locking the door is going to help when it comes to this dude.
Does he not understand the amount of damage he causes?
Right. Interesting music in the background. Very like horror film. I like it.
Definitely a different vibe from the most recent ones.
Yeah.
Unless this dude wants to start singing Mama Number 5, he needs to like show his true form.
I do like the idea that Metropolis has these buildings that look like that. That's very Superman the Animated Series.
I think I could get behind an animated series that looks like this.
Yeah, I'm digging it so far. Hmm, I like that idea too.
Did he take his knowledge?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of versions of Parasite where that's the case.
Oh.
Wonder why they gave him green eyes from the start, though. So we're gonna. It's like I'll leave you boys to talk. Meanwhile, your dad and I are gonna go. We brought in another fucking alien. Why the fuck do they keep coming here? Government pushes anti-alien legislation.
Trump.
Chip's got a hell of a jaw on him. He's already in human form. It's good means to have them connect that way.
Makes sense.
John's like, nah. Also, your coffee's weak, bro.
Well, it's tea.
Hmm. He's just like, yeah, you press this button, you do that, or whatever. He's tech support.
How'd you do that? Oh, I unplugged it and replugged it.
Yeah. See how they make these two look.
This is a decent looking Jor-El.
Lara's got a fucking set of hair on her, right?
You, you mean that Cher didn't give birth to Greg Brady?
So they got some kind of little cakes or something like that that was out there right then. No Oreos for John at this point,
Oh no.
or Chacos they're called.
No, but he's down south, so it's homemade biscuits and tea.
Biscuits and gravy made me a
Maybe
marshmallow.
biscuits and gravy made me a Superman.
Wondering why my old planet has a lot of things that are pointy. Oh, if he's pre-crisis Superman, he can do anything. Now, here's one thing I've never liked about the Superman story. I know that there's a certain level of like awe factor when Martha makes the suit, but there's no reason why that should withstand all the fire and bullets and all that.
Well, you know what they
Batman.
say. It's not the clothes that make the man, it's the man that makes the clothes.
Because they really should be made out of some kind of like super strong polymer. Can't just be cotton, you know?
Well, you know what they say, the strongest uh, fabric is a mother's love.
Tax hike angers community. It's got the hots for Batman.
Who?
Yeah, Lobo's pretty much a perv character. Makes sense.
He's literally the pilot character. Like, I wouldn't base the show off of him, but I put him in pilot.
That's a weird style that they had going on with her face right then. Lois is the only character so far that it seems like they're really drawing her face different in scene by scene.
I feel like they're determined to change up the Lois Lane character because I liked the design and the attitude of the most recent animated universe one. I thought was pretty good.
Sweetie bits.
Man,
It's
remember calling
definitely
them
the.
things like sweetie bits? I should clarify. I don't. I never like would. But you know,
He's totally looking like Nosferatu. Yeah, you're dead.
ugh, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, just run, dude.
You ever play the Spider-Man game?
Which one?
The PS4 one? This is exactly what the Mary Jane segments were
Oh,
like
yeah,
during.
the whole where you're just taking pictures of
Yep.
things and stuff and doing
Oh my
investigative
god.
work. You know, I wouldn't be too upset if they killed off Lobo here, all things considered.
Oh, we're gonna find out because something's about to happen.
Now I have no idea why the hell this changed his appearance. That doesn't make any sense. Why would electricity turn you into that? That doesn't make any sense.
Let this be a lesson, kids. Play with electricity.
No, they're not gonna help anybody. Well, too bad. That doesn't pay the bills.
Oh, now you care about people, Lois? Oh, because he looks good. You
Yeah.
suddenly changed. Why is that your job?
Don't let him touch you. You need to be pure. She wants him to be putty in her hands, remember? So
Yeah.
now, see, I'm not the biggest fan of this version of Parasite, where he looks like a pure monster. I think that takes a little bit away from Doomsday. Now, granted, he's not Doomsday. I mean, the characters are completely different and everything like that. But one of the reasons I like Doomsday so much is because he's just so beastly and so like, wow, this thing looks like it's an absolute monster. Parasite to me is more so flawed guy type of thing. I liked when they had him with this for the little like zombie-ish type of thing. Like that's cool, but he shouldn't look like an alien again. You know?
You know, the sad thing there is these two people were just having a casual conversation, watching Lex Luthor almost get arrested. Uh,
Just like so, some things are happening, huh? All right, well, I'm gonna continue being a janitor unless my life gets fucked.
unless I get infected by this purple ooze.
How freaky would it be if you saw a thing like this?
I'd be scared to death.
Yeah, I'd just shit myself and have a heart attack probably.
It's not working, Clark.
What the hell is that supposed to do? Now, wouldn't you try? Oh, I guess he doesn't know about his freeze breath. See, now he's getting more and more and more doomsday-ish and stuff, and eh.
I feel like this is a very jarring start to the Superman story.
Interesting that they gave him those points for feet. Hmm.
Oh shit.
Wow. Oh shit!
Yo.
Are they gonna kill off Martian Manhunter? Really?
Yo.
Did not think that they would kill him off.
Not only that, but to see him like beg for his life.
I mean, this is the start of a new franchise. No Martian Manhunter in this franchise.
Well, he was there, but he's gone now.
Yeah, that's just wow. Damn.
That was jarring. Hear him beg for his life like that.
I mean, I'm sure that they could always retcon things if they wanted to down the line, but
Did you not see how the last
yeah, they could
universe
do some
ended?
kind of magical bullshit. You know, they could have Constantine do something. They could do some kind of time travel crap. But I'm assuming
I'm
that
not
they
a fan
just
of
kind of look at that
Constantine.
as like flat out no plans to have John in this going forward. Very shocked about that.
That was a lot.
It's gonna be Lana. Not digging Lois's hat.
Yeah.
Now give me my fucking coffee. Mm.
Yeah. He's fine. No, he's not. You fucking you panned me like
Now I always like better the idea that Lois knows pretty early on.
yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
don't be a Yeah. Lois is kind of a
Yeah.
bitch. Like,
That's to talk to someone smart. Wow.
I kind of hate Lois. 'Cause, like,
I do like the idea that Lex would figure out a way to stop Parasite, and that would end up making him like get out of prison and everything like that. This locomotive. That's an outdated reference to throw out there just for the sake of it.
oof. Wow, Lex is really smart.
Mm-hmm. Still shocked that they killed off Martian Manhunter like that.
Yeah, that was extreme. Of course you do. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, it is. You're Lex Luthor. I always kind of like this idea that Lex and Bruce are pretty much like the one goes the one way, the one goes the other way. If Bruce would have been a bad person, he could have been Lex.
Oh.
Yeah, you're a
You better get
monster.
out of here.
Don't kill the kid.
Bro. Bro. Get out of there.
Surprised they didn't do a thing where he didn't accidentally grab her to shut her up and kill her.
Not yet. It's very futuristic, but still kind of like that Art Deco style that, Batman is kind of known for, or at least the animated series.
It's funny that he's got that suit already.
You never know.
Get some jumper cables. Kind of like this idea that they've
It's
got a little bit
interesting
of a
seeing
partnership
Clark
going on.
helpless. Yeah, it's interesting seeing him so helpless.
Now, worst possible thing to do though. Tell
You're gonna,
Lex what you're.
wow. No,
That's funny. Unknowingly fucking himself for the future. I like this
I
angle.
know, like, wow. He's not very smart. I'm a little taken aback by that.
Hmm. So this a little reminiscent of like that Nintendo 64 game. Yeah, bombs are not going to work on a thing that sucks energy.
All right, so now for the rest of the movie, Superman has to fly, and he has to go through these rings.
Right.
I wouldn't be mad if they did that, just as like a tongue-in-cheek, like,
I like the idea that there's that other S on the centerpiece of the belt. It's a nice little bit of the design.
just a difference.
Where do you stand on the whole shorts versus? Wow. Okay, so he's Godzilla now. Where do you stand on the shorts thing? Do you think Superman's design should have red shorts, or can the underwear?
I always like the the little trunks, you know?
I'm not a big fan. I like that there's red there in the design, but I don't think it should be like kind of like an underwear on top. I think it should be more like segmented in a different way or something. I don't really know how. I'm not a graphic artist, so I don't know.
I think that was just like a common look because even if you look at like old wrestling stuff, that's how they used to wear their tights. Like if you look at Jerry Lawler, it literally looks like underwear on top of
Yeah,
pants.
just not a big fan.
I just want to know why that was the practical style.
One punch. It's just sort of. Why are they making him Godzilla? And how come he's not sucking the energy life force out of Lobo?
He's not touching him.
Yeah, he is. Totally is.
But he's not touching with his hands. Now it's over.
I mean, if they killed off John, they could totally kill off Lobo. There goes Lobo.
Wow.
Well, most likely. I don't know for sure.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's Godzilla. Took long enough.
Yeah, you're all dead. That's a hell of a shot. You got a forfer. It's funny how in movies the government's response to these things is always just like send in jets, bomb things, nuke it, that kind of stuff.
Uh, it worked for them in WW2. All right, stop. Jesus.
Now, see, the idea of going with the parasite thing is pretty interesting to me. I did not think that they were going to go in this direction of like Godzilla parasite. I always thought another good option to do for a first Superman villain kind of thing would be Metallo.
I think, see, it's weird because it's not like with Batman where you can just do, you know, Joker or Riddler. Because Lex is good as he is in this movie. He's a main villain, but he's not just, he's not a superpowered villain. He's just a smart guy
Now, Lex
who
has to be
controls
like the guy
things.
behind things and stuff. Unless you're doing some stupid stories about real estate and all that.
Wouldn't mind a movie with Grundy.
But the way that they've killed off. Now, I said before, wouldn't be shocking if they killed off Lobo, that kind of thing. But the way that they killed off John, at this point, I'm like, what are they going to do? Kill off Lex? Like,
Kill off Lois.
yeah, kill off Lois, too. Lex will be like, the typical Lex. I like that. They both are. There you go. Good job, Lex. See, this Earth needs Lex.
I was very close to believing your "are they just gonna kill Lex" idea.
So, what are you thinking? Is Parasite dead?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Oh,
shit. Okay. Did not see that coming.
what?
Pretty cool, because I was a little upset that they had killed John. So, At that point, I mean, it's pretty much a joke at this the whole universe too. But it's like, all right, John, how many fucking powers do you have, dude? You're invisible and intangible, and you can fly, and you're super strong, and you're telepathic, and you can create illusions, and it's like he's really like a. I think the term that they've used before is he's the Swiss Army knife of the Justice League. Like, should we got a problem? I don't know. Send John. We'll figure it out.
I like this because I was really like saddened by the murder of John.
Right. He just fucking books it. Oh, it's great. He just did a yoink. Yoink. Like a little fucking toddler or something. Grabbed a cookie and ran away. Wow. Yeah, this is full blown 1998 Godzilla. Gotta think at some point Batman is just like, oh god, now I gotta go deal with this. Been cleaning up Gotham for a few years. Now I gotta go to Metropolis and fight a fucking monster. And this flying man. Now that she's got her nose goes all over the place with this. They've had it where she's got no nose, she's got a regular nose, now she's just got two dots for the nose. Hmm. Getting a little backstory like that. How fucking scary would it be to see something like this?
Very.
You've seen Cloverfield, right?
Oh yeah.
One of the most interesting movies, just with that idea of like, yeah, out of middle of nowhere, monster, instead of like setting up the whole idea of the monster. No, that's just no. What the hell's happening? It's a monster.
2020.
I was just gonna say he said he's one of you, not one of us.
I really don't like Lois.
Rudy just goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna drain the life force out of all these people." Yeah, see, I knew it was gonna happen. He's just like, "You done with your spiel?" He goes, "I am Rudy."
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's how aliens would end up being the case. That's one of the reasons why if there are aliens out there and they ever show their faces, like we're so fucking screwed.
How is this gonna end?
Uh, it can't just be John saving the day because this is totally a Superman movie. So I've been trying to figure out how they're factoring in the Man of Tomorrow name. I like the idea that it's like, oh, it's the Man of Tomorrow because he's got superpowers and that's what evolution would be, or like different kinds of things like that. So it's not a bad title to go with, but maybe they do something at the end where they wrap it up with the idea of like, nah, probably not. Hmm. It would be really kind of funny if out of the nowhere, this ends with just like the Green Lantern Corps being like, all right, we'll take care of this.
That'd be a cool way to segue into the Green Lantern movie.
One way they can get around this is it's a trope, but they could do the whole thing of Rudy decides that he doesn't want to kill everybody, so he takes all the power and it's too much for him and he explodes.
Right now, it looks like we're going towards the sun is gonna heal Clark, but I'm guessing the sun just overpowers Rudy and he explodes.
Yeah, like they did that with that Eric Bana Hulk movie, stuff like that. That's one of those easy ways for a character to die without the hero killing them. Also, at a certain point, Rudy, you're the size of a goddamn skyscraper. What else do you want? You know, you gonna do this forever? Kind of can't.
Oh wow. Really? They're just gonna go with he blows himself up?
Yeah. Well, the redemption through sacrifice type thing.
Or just
Turns
turns
into
to
stone.
stone?
Okay. Imagine trying to clean this up afterwards. Somebody's like, we got to clean up that whole island that powers the city and everything. What's up with this big rock? I don't know. Let's chip away at it. There's not
Son of a bitch, that was anticlimactic.
there's not a whole lot of things that I'm disliking about this new version of this
Direction.
franchise and stuff. I mean, I'm not loving Lois. Um, I was disliking the idea of the whole killing Martian Manhunter, but I mean they brought it back, so there goes that. But I'm liking this kind of more serious tone. I mean, they were serious before the other ones. I mean, look at Dark Apocalypse, but I'm glad they didn't go like silly. I thought that they were going to do that whole like, well, the last ones were serious, so let's get a little more campy, and I was really kind of worried about that. Totally not. So thumbs up on that.
My only issue is that I think Lois is too aggressive for the sake of being aggressive.
Yeah, they haven't quite nailed that yet. I guess they're just hoping that she gets a little easier to deal with over time, kind of a thing. Oh wow, what? I don't remember Lobo being immortal.
What?
Yeah, White Martians. Well, Zod. He would say smell you later. Lobo's character is very much O'Doyle rules. Well, he's fucking gone, so
I think I already found my people.
one of the things that I really liked about Snyder's version of this whole series, a lot of problems in it, but one of the real good things is the whole "Welcome to the Planet" ending. Power move. That's good. Okay, they made up for that with a lot of
5 stars.
that. Now she changes the story. It's like Flying Man's a dick.
Bitch. Yes. All right.
That's a weird line to end on, though. Has anyone seen my calendar? As opposed to like some other kind of now that I said like the welcome to the planet type of thing.
Oh, dude, they sold me on that ending. All right. I like it. I liked it a lot.
You know, these movies are never the most complex type stuff. They're pretty weak on story a lot of times, but for an hour and a half, little introduction to this kind of thing, yeah, I liked it.
I thought it was
Fifth billing, it's
really.
a med student and scientist. Who else we get?
I thought it
Oh,
was a really
Alexander
fun film.
Daddario and Brett Dalton. Okay, Brett Dalton was Agent Ward in Agents of Shield. Alexander Daddario, of course, is Alexander Daddario. Everybody knows her at this point. I would love to see some kind of a tag with Batman. That'd be pretty cool. In the meantime, while the credits are going on, I never plugged anything during this because that's not really the point of the FanTracks.
Movie.
As if you'd love to see more of these kind of things and more FanTracks
Right.
or more anything in particular, then the main way to make sure that we do these things is to hit up the Patreon, patreon.com/fanboysanonymous. And there are a bunch of different tiers on there, one of them being the Pick Your Poison tier where you can request things. So if you would love to have us do some kind of a thing where it's the first time watching something, or maybe just watching it again and doing another FanTracks or a movie review or some kind of like tournament type thing like we were talking about before, and maybe not a tournament full blown like we would do with some of the other things, but we've been talking about doing a Mount Rushmore of like Batman villains or doing
We got to do that.
I got a buttload of editorial type things that I always want to get around to doing. So if you have anything in mind,
I know some of the diehards might be a little more inclined to donate if they know that Tony already has the graphics made for the Batman villain Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I did that the other night. Just kind of like, if I do that, it'll maybe convince me that I have the time, and then of course I haven't.
So if you want to donate to Patreon, pick your poison. We can get that done because we know the Joker's on there, but which three
Hmm.
villains are joining him?
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much, it sounds ridiculous, but we pretty much could knock that out over the course of maybe 2 hours, if, like, grand total of me working on the other things I didn't do and the editing process and stuff. But 2 hours sometimes is a lot. There's a lot of times where I'm like, hey, I found time to pee. That kind of thing. Those kind of days suck. Look at this name, Renee Toporzic. Sorry, Renee, I can't pronounce your name.
To
A lot easier to
Plaza.
pronounce Mango. There's also different things you should be aware of, though, is merchandise shop. There's TeePublic and Redbubble if you wanted to pick up anything that's based off of this. Smart Moment or a Mango Tees. You should follow me, follow Rob on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Rob is
Yeah,
at
at
Dude
Dude
Felice on
Felice,
Twitter.
check it out. I got a lot of stuff going on today. Like in like 12 hours, we'll be talking SummerSlam.
No tag. That sucks.
Yeah, I was hoping for it.
I was like, yeah, I was thinking maybe even if they wouldn't have cast whoever Batman would be in the future thing, that maybe they would show some kind of thing of like Batman standing on a rooftop or something like that.
You know what I would like? Mr. Freeze. It's been a while.
Freeze is always solid. Freeze may even be on that Mount Rushmore. Who knows?
You may be. You want to know how you find out? Donate
Yeah,
to that
Patreon.
Patreon.
Even $1 is greatly appreciated, though, everybody. So, anything that you do to support us, whether you follow us or you share things, you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you leave a comment, you hit the like button. Literally everything that you do is awesome. So
That's hard. I think if it's just me and you, that discussion's gonna be a long one because we got to make a proper Mount Rushmore. We can't do it without your help.
yeah.
Donate to that Patreon.
So that's it. Superman Man of Tomorrow. Solid.
Today,
I don't know about a rating, what I would give it, but I give it a
I'd
thumbs
give it.
up.
I'd say a solid 7, maybe even 7.5.
I know at some point I'm gonna have to rate it because I've been rating every movie that I've seen and can remember that I've seen and everything like that. So it'll pop up on Letterboxd or something somewhere. But I give it a thumbs up. I liked it. If this is the start of a whole new franchise, then cool.
I
Maybe
was
some things could have
completely
been a little bit
sold.
better. Maybe like the voice casting for some characters could have been a little bit better too. Oh, Darren Criss was Superman. Huh. Zachary Quinto is Lex Luthor. Wow. Oh, and Neil Flynn is Jonathan Kent. Damn, I should have paid attention to this earlier. Neil Flynn is the janitor from Scrubs. And
Huh.
Zachary Quinto is Siler from Heroes.
Darren Criss sounds so familiar.
He was in that assassination of Gianni Versace.
Yes. He was in Glee.
Never seen Glee.
He was in American Horror Story. Great.
I've seen two TV shows that have episodes that refer to Glee, Community and The Office, but I've never seen an episode of Glee.
Huh. I don't blame you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's the movie. It's been well past the credits at this point, so hopefully you enjoyed it.
It's
And
been a fun one.
yeah, I enjoyed it. It's fun to watch something blind like that. Hopefully, it wasn't too silent throughout this. I mean, it's hard to watch a movie and be talking and making a podcast throughout the whole thing. So, if we know in the future that that's the case, then yeah, try to do some other things in the midway through or whatever like that. But at least this wasn't super complicated where you're just kind of like, all right, I got to pay attention to every single word that everybody says. But if you like it, let me know. If you thought that that was too distracting or not good enough as far as the podcast material, then let me know that too. Because if that is the case, then we won't do that anymore. We'll watch the movie and then we'll do a re-recording afterward or something like that. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening to this, everybody. Make sure you follow us all over the place, like I mentioned, and stay tuned for whatever else is happening next. Hopefully, maybe something about the fandom stuff. If not, you'll find some of that information on Weekend Geek. But since that's the end of this FanTracks, that means it's time for us to geek out.